In total, PDO alone produces 15,000 barrels of heavy oil per day. Then we go to neutral zone. I am not expert in that area, but Chevron is producing heavy oil in Wafra. If their plan implemented, I believe it will be the largest steam injection operation in the world. The difference than ours, the host stroke and then Pelican Lake and the other reservoir in Canada, the host rock in Wafra mainly carbonates and more challenging. And the other challenge to implement Chevron's plan is finding energy, i.e. gas, and fresh water to generate steam. The next question, the next country will be Kuwait. Currently, they're producing 60,000 barrel heavy oil, and I believe most of them are primary method. And the plan is to produce 250,000 barrels per day by 2015 or so. Then the next country will be Egypt. At Isran, heavy oil, about 10 to 12 API. Scimitar, now it is a company called Scimitar, now it's called Global Energy, sold, and is successfully producing from carbonate and sandstone host rocks, utilizing steam into fracture in order to optimize the production wells. And I also acid fracking with propane to keep the fracture open. The next country will be Syria. Syria Petroleum Company is producing about 15,000 barrels of 15 to 20 API. Some of the production where they utilize steam injection. For example, Al-Auda field, Tishreen, I was under Tanganyika started cyclic steam stimulation. After the steam injection, the production in both fields increased to 3,500 barrels a day from 1,400. Presently, CMPC is continuing the project. Bahrain, Occidental is planning to utilize steam injection to extract heavy oil from shallow zones. But this shallow zone is a carbonate. It will be more challenging at the field called Awali. Now, Iran. There are a number of oil fields in which they are using primary methods, the production from primary methods. However, pilot steam injection, CSS and SAGD operation have been conducted in Iran. To summarize, or to conclude, the Middle East has a vast amount of heavy oil, about 970 billion barrels, that is resources, about 28% of the world's heavy oil resources. Heavy oil development in Middle East countries is still in the early stage, except in neutral zone and Oman. In order to unlock heavy oil resources, 4 keys are required. First, you need to high-grade your assets. Second, you need experience and expertise and the choice of the technique, and then patience. Now, utilizing the right technology and expertise, heavy oil can be effectively and economically developed in this part of the world. it takes time to climb the learning curve for each unique heavy oil asset to be developed. Finally, it will be wise to consider Canadian experience and expertise in heavy oil exploitation to participate in the development of vast resources of heavy oil in the Middle East. Thank you very much. Feel free to ask us.
Thank you very much, Dr. Majid. I must say that I completely share your presentation. Having myself been involved in heavy oil in some total experience, I must say that the expertise and the experience and above all the patience is very important. And the key solution to produce efficiently heavy oil is the experience of the team that will produce it. Because it is a unique combination of geologists, production people, and very good operators that make the success of a good heavy oil production and monitoring of the reserves. This being said, it's time for the questions. So we have had a very good presentation this morning on the EOR, heavy oil, offshore production, all this to reach a target that has been set by the CEO of GPCE. Is there any question in the room? Yes, one. Microphone, please.
My question is to Mr. Samir Sheikh. We all know that Kuwait is depending heavily on the oil, or maybe the only resources or natural resources that we have is oil. So we have to invest in that oil. Coming to know with all these activities and projects that KOC is planning to do within the coming 20 years or 15 years, and coming to know out of the responsibility that the K companies has toward our young generation, I would like to know your plan with regard to the manpower requirements for the coming 15 years or 10 years, let's say. And if you do have a plan with regard to the projection of the manpower that you need in order to implement these projects, and if you have any plan or coordinated your plan with the outcome of the Kuwait University with regard to the expertise and specializations that you need. Because I think this is very important for the locals, for the Kuwaitis, to really work in the oil industry and be really have the influence really to get all this expertise and not only relying on with all my respect to the international or companies to give really transferring this technology to our country. So we need to create the job opportunities for young Kuwaitis. So we want to know exactly what is the projection for the manpower requirement and the specialization that you need so we can direct our young generation. Thank you very much.